You're listening to the Really Very Crunchy podcast with your hosts, Emily
and Jason. Emily, upon reading Little Britches last year, you discovered something about yourself.
I love Westerns.
Yeah?
I love a Western, apparently. We just read True Grit together.
Yes, we did.
Not as romantic as what it sounds like. We didn't read it out loud to each other.
I could read some passages of True Grit to you.
Actually, it's pretty funny.
There are some good quotes.
Yeah, there are some good quotes. What was the one quote that you really loved?
Couldn't tell you.
Oh, come on.
Really?
Yeah, you don't remember?
No.
I love that it mentions Paducah in it.
It does mention Paducah in the book, not the movie.
Rooster Cogburn, the main character, his wife left him for her first husband, who was a clerk at a hardware store in Paducah.
It was probably True Value on Lone Oak Road.
It's so funny because they have a lot of cities mentioned in the book that we are very familiar with. We have friends in Jonesboro, Arkansas.
Cairo, Illinois.
Cairo's the creepiest town to go through. Have you been through there?
Yes, we have together, haven't we?
I don't know. Okay, so this town, something happened in, I don't know, like the 60s or 70s. I'm not exactly sure what happened. I think it had to do with civil rights movement stuff. And now the town is basically abandoned. Mm-hmm. I think it was like an up-and-coming city, but it is totally run down, like weirdly run down. I feel like Joanna Gaines needs to come in and revitalize this town. Because there's some cool houses and buildings, some cool buildings.
A lot of
I wish I was rich
stuff,
so I could buy these old historic buildings.
But then you'd have to live in Illinois. Sorry, Illinois people.
Okay,
it's almost as bad as Kentucky.
No,
just kidding.
Some parts of southern Illinois are gorgeous. Oh, yeah. Gorgeous. Like out of Fern Gully. Gorgeous.
And then you get to middle Illinois and it's corn.
Corn.
And wind turbines or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds interesting to me.
The ride to Chicago is like, I think that it could be a punishment instead of jail. It's like, well, you've been caught with drugs or you stole something from a store. You now have to drive from Paducah to Chicago. No, please send me to jail for 10 years.
It does feel like a 20-hour trip. It's 6 hours.
It's 20 hours packed into 6. Yeah, for sure.
There is actually a state penitentiary on the way, and the reason I know that, I see it on the interstate.
That's got to be worse. You're in jail on the way to Chicago.
The very worst one. It's a maximum security prison.
They knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
Like, I know where to put a prison.
So in college, one of my, you know how rooms are joined? There's like, you have a roommate and then it's joined with a bathroom.
Call it a suite mate.
Suite mate.
Yeah.
One of my suite mates was dating a guy in that prison.
Oh.
Yeah, like I'm a freshman in college, really like naive, totally just not aware that anything.
So is this one of those situations where she starts writing to a serial killer because, there's like this thing where people, it typically happens with women, they fall in love.
Change them or something?
I don't know. They fall in love with this person who's been convicted of this heinous crime and they start writing them letters. And there's that one Netflix show, To Catch a No, that's
To Catch a Predator.
No, that's Dateline. No, it was one about the guy in Wisconsin where we used to live. It was like 20 minutes from where we used to live. I forgot the name of the show, but it's a true crime documentary. Well, that happened.
Girl fell in love with him
while he was in prison.
Well, this girl somehow,
but she's like not in prison at all. Yeah. She's just like following the case, and they have this parasocial relationship, I guess. So, and she feels for this guy. And I think, I could be wrong, but I think they got married, or at least they got together. Are you
allowed to get married while you're in prison?
I think so.
While you're in prison?
I believe you can.
Really?
Yeah, I think you have rights and stuff, a normal type of rights, but you can't leave. Because you can have visitors, and I'm sure you can have a peace officer or something, or a judge sign the right things. And I don't think they're going to deny you getting married, but weird. I don't know if that happened. But so just to go back, is that what it was? Was that what was going on, or were they like?
No, they weren't friends before he was in jail.
Oh, see, it's one of those. Yeah.
So
that's weird.
Maybe she was trying to be edgy, or
okay, that's one way to do it. I mean, why not just wear dark makeup and chains on your belt or something?
Yeah, I joined the fencing team.
That's pretty edgy.
It could be edgy.
Sharp edgy.
Literally edgy.
Well, no, actually not so sharp edgy. It's more like pointy.
It is.
You were pointy. You weren't edgy. You were pointy. So I have a question.
Okay. Back to the Westerns?
No, about fencing.
Oh.
Is it true that fencers walk with a certain float in their step?
There's a bounce.
You've been in fencing. There's a bounce. That's right, not a float.
To a fencer's step.
Yeah.
I don't have it, so I guess I wasn't that good.
You didn't get there yet?
No. There's a certain
because you can tell
vibe.
You can tell a fencer from a mile away. You're like, oh, that guy's a fencer. Mm-hmm. And then we never ask, but
it's kind of like you can tell a CrossFit person.
No, because a CrossFit person just talks about CrossFit all the time.
But they're also like a little...
Fencing people just have a swagger. Not a swagger.
CrossFit people are ripped. And they're not just ripped. They're ripped.
Well, okay. Here's what a CrossFit person does, though. They're like... they're wanting to tell you about this thing they saw on TV, right? Let's say it's Dateline, To Catch a Predator. They wanted to talk about that episode. They will come up to you and say, oh, did you see that episode of To Catch a Predator on Dateline? It was so cool. It was right after my CrossFit training, though. And, in CrossFit, I've been doing this for 6 years, man. And it's really great. I love it so much. CrossFit's really awesome. If you ever really wanted to get into CrossFit, it's not about Dateline. It's about CrossFit. So, maybe. Sorry. Fencing, not the same way. They just walk
into that person with Westerns.
Oh, cool. Bring this back. I see it. All right. Did you read Lonesome Dove? It's really great.
I haven't read it.
It's very long and very good.
It's your favorite book, right?
Well, to be honest, I have to be honest here. I haven't actually finished it.
But you came so close.
When I was reading it, it's like 1,000-page book, something like really long, and I just love every page of it. But then we moved, and then it got put to the side, and for years I didn't touch it, and I was 50 pages from finishing it, which is just crazy. So I'm reading it again. Gonna finish it this time, and then I can declare potentially my favorite book. But I don't know because it could have a horrible ending. I never saw the movie or anything like that.
They have a movie?
There's a mini-series, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It was...
Maybe I'll read it and then we'll watch it. That's what we did with True Grit. We read it.
Yeah, but True Grit's 100 pages.
It was at least 200.
It's a short book. It's a short book.
It was kind of boring watching the movie because it was so closely aligned to the book.
I hate being this person, but the book was better.
You hate me. The book is always better.
I know, but I hate saying
person.
It's because so there are instances where the movie's better.
When?
I'm not 100% sure. Well, I could start a fight here.
Lord of the Rings?
Is
that what you're going to say?
Yeah, sort of. But
why did I see the spark in your eyes?
Because the movies are just so wonderful, and I understand that there are differences between the movies and the book. I get that, and I get that they are two completely different experiences. When you read Lord of the Rings, you're reading it to immerse yourself in a world and truly immerse yourself in the lore. When you're watching the movie, it's to immerse yourself in the action, the drama, and the characters just going back and forth. I enjoy watching the movies more than I like reading the books. I'll just say that.
I just read a meme.
And I'm sorry for all of you out there who are hardcore Tolkien fans.
You never even finished the books.
Yes, I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
You made it past the
Council of Elrond?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not that long. It's only 50 pages. Oh. It is pretty...
I never made it past.
That's probably the worst chapter in there. Yeah, well, that's the first book, and so I finished all of them.
Okay, hold on. I read this meme,
of course.
Yeah, I'm digging for it. So
that's fine.
Get over it.
In the meantime,
here it is. Wait, no. Okay, This is so exciting, isn't it?
Yeah. Is that the meme?
No.
Tell us when you're saying the actual meme. I can't tell.
Here's the meme.
Okay.
Quote, instead of writing, sorry for the delayed response, say, darkness took me and I strayed out of thought and time. It's more exciting and suggests that you recently had a rumble with a Balrog of Morgoth.
Morgoth. Yeah.
Morgoth. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah. You have not been up to speed on Rings of Power, that's for sure. Neither have I. I haven't watched it.
Okay, but I just liked that. Say, darkness took me and I strayed out of thought and time. Is that not from the books? Is that
darkness took me? What?
And I strayed out of thought and time.
Darkness took me and I strayed out of thought and time. I don't know if he says that in the movies or if that's the book, but I don't know. It's awesome either way.
I thought that was funny to say instead of
if you've been gone for a while, or
sorry for my delayed response. You know how when you're texting somebody, yeah.
Sorry, darkness.
We really beat that meme. Beat it.
No, I think it's great
till it's dead.
I think got to be clear. Well, so there are a bunch of. This podcast is not about westerns, by the way. Except.
I am really excited because our 4-year-old is turning 5 and we're having
They typically do that.
Yeah. 7 years ago,
Wait, he's turning 5 7 years ago?
Nope.
What is this, Back to the Future?
Listen, 7 years ago, I was at a place called, was it Surplus City or was it Bargain Hunt at that point?
I don't know. Sounds like a store in Paducah to me.
Yeah. Okay, Paducah, first of all, is only like discount bargain things. We have no actual stores. It's just TJ Maxx, Home Goods, Sierra.
Excuse me, we have an American Eagle.
Do we still?
We have an H&M.
That's recent.
We used to have a Gap.
We did have a Gap at one time,
but they just stuck with. They're not doing Gap. We're just gonna stick with Old Navy.
Yeah. So we don't have the best stores, but anyway, we do have a Bargain Hunt. It used to be good because you got like just random pallets of stuff and you didn't really know what it was and you could dig through and find it. Now it's all so organized. And it's
organized.
Not like marked down every day based on how long it's there.
Oh, really? That was kind of the whole deal.
Yeah. I love to dig.
Mm-hmm.
I love to dig. It's like a treasure hunt.
Is this going back to a Western?
Okay, anyway, yes. So 7 years ago, I was digging through a pallet of garbage at Bargain Hunt.
Oh, I know. Okay.
And I found a cowboy party bunting. It was so cute. Mm-hmm. I had $0 back then. We had $0 extra money.
Yeah.
It was like 5 cents.
We didn't even have, not only did we have not extra money, we owed money, probably.
Your mom gave us $3,000 to put a down payment on our house. And so, yeah, we definitely owed her that money. But I was at Bargain Hunt digging, seeing what I could get with the change I found in the couch cushions. Anyway, I found this cowboy bunting.
And in the couch cushions at Bargain Hunt. It's not used, I guess. So
no. Well, actually, they used to sell used clothes. I got some used clothes for $1. I got a pair of Madewell jeans there for $1.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I got a silk dress there. They had good stuff. Now they don't. Anyway.
That's how it goes.
This cowboy bunting, and I thought, I cannot wait till my little boy wants a cowboy birthday party.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to save this. And so I put it away, and then as I'd be going to thrift stores or walking through antique stores, whatever, if I saw something cowboy-ish and it was very cheap, I would grab it.
Yeah.
Little postcards, things that just felt cowboyish. Anyway, our 7-year-old has no interest in a cowboy birthday party. For 7 years, I've asked, would you like a cowboy birthday party? I bought this cowboy bunting 7 years ago for you. And I pretty much gave up hope. And I decided you would throw me a surprise cowboy birthday. But then you didn't do it. I honestly thought you were going to do it.
It's easy to forget to give your wife a cowboy birthday. It's not one of those things that's on your radar.
I just thought you would.
No. Yeah, I didn't.
Anyway, it didn't happen. But
it's also kind of weird.
that I thought that would happen.
That you would want that, and that you thought it would happen.
Cowgirl birthday.
Okay.
I like westerns, Jason.
You didn't at the time.
I had already read Little Britches, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, here we are.
Our 4-year-old wants cowboy birthday party. So it's coming up.
Soon to be 5.
He did say that he doesn't really want to invite very many people.
Well, westerns range are you getting into Louis L'Amour? Are you going to start watching all 5,000 of the 1950s western movies that came out? Are you a John Wayne fan now?
I've never seen a John Wayne movie, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't, another fight to start. I think you're missing much.
No, I think what really just speaks to me is the simplicity of the times. Like in Little Britches, they were so excited to share an orange for Christmas, and that's a real thing because I've read that multiple places that was an exciting thing. Their dad didn't get one and they split theirs and shared it with him.
I feel that so much. That happens to me like every night at dinner. Like anything. I give up for the kids all the time.
Do you?
Food stuff?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That was my piece of chocolate. Still on keto. Don't worry.
But it's just so simple. Things it was a hard life, but things just seemed simple.
Yeah.
And so I think I long for that. I think that's the same feeling that people feel towards like Little House on the Prairie and,
it's like Western light.
Yeah.
Yeah. Westerns without the 6 shooters and, wanted men.
Wait,
what?
What? We should make a movie of Little Women Western where they carry 6 shooters, and would that be good?
I don't follow. Little Women?
Little Women, or
what does Joe do? Like, what does she even do? Is she writing a book still?
Or Amish Western?
Do they go Rob Laurie?
I'm swapping gears. Amish Western.
Amish Western.
There's like Amish romance.
Yeah.
Is an Amish Western?
See, that's weird because the Amish kind of act and live like as though it was a Western.
Right. But they're not really being Westerny.
They're not going west, young man. They're staying east most of the part in Pennsylvania. And
yeah, they can't have saloons and stuff, obviously. That's not going to work out.
Yeah, I think.
Okay, Little Women. Back to Little Women. Should I give up this?
Little Women, yeah. I'm all about genre mashing, but that's not really genre mashing. That's just, they did like Pride and Prejudice with zombies.
I didn't see that one.
Well, I don't know if they did a movie, but they did a book.
Mm-hmm.
I never read it or anything, but I don't know the premise. I think there's a pandemic or something of zombies, but the Pride and Prejudice story. Again, I don't know the whole story, but I'm all about the genre mashing and stuff, though. That'd be kind of neat. I always thought it'd be kind of cool to have Robin Hood in like a zombie apocalypse,
or Robin Hood Western.
That's it. Because you have the sheriff of Nottingham.
Ooh.
But he's a bad guy. Usually the sheriff. Oh, you flip it. The outlaw's the good guy. The sheriff's the bad guy. But it's a Western and it's Robin Hood. What are we doing here? Why are we even on this podcast? We need to be in Hollywood.
Let's write the screenplay tonight. You were telling me that Lonesome Dove was written like he just wrote it. He didn't like plan it out. He just wrote it.
Yeah. He might have actually written a screenplay first.
What?
I think. And then he wrote it now that I'm revisiting conversation.
We're keeping this podcast short today because we are getting off here to write.
All right. Goodbye, everybody.
A screenplay for Robin Hood Western. And this is copyright.
Yeah.
We
did it first. We did it first. This is legal. Our lawyer is sitting over there writing everything down.
Thanks, Larry.
Thanks, Larry. Yep. That's a pretty good idea.
Yeah, I know.
We should actually do it. We're not going to be able to think the rest of the podcast.
I know. Both of our creative brains are like...
Robin Hood Western, the sheriff, Maid Marian, a saloon girl.
Lady of the Night, Jason.
Yeah, okay. Well, so, yeah, the whole simplicity thing, well, there's nothing better than to think about, like, I think about the reel we did the other day. The Bella Luna ad where you're talking about all the plastics and stuff used in Easter and all the sugar and so you were telling me something about a helicopter.
No, last year we did a video about a helicopter, or we did.
We were in a helicopter.
We did a video about Easter. No,
feet.
And somebody said like a church in their town drops. I swear they said 1 million, but it was probably like thousands.
Yeah.
Thousands of Easter eggs from a helicopter.
That's crazy.
From a helicopter.
That's excessive.
Okay, let's think. Little Britches is excited about 4 slices of orange.
Yeah.
Where have we gone wrong that now, like, to get kids' attention, to be, like, excited about something, we have to drop Easter eggs from a helicopter?
You literally have to drop eggs from a helicopter to get their eyes away from an iPad.
I just don't.
That's basically what it is.
Understand where we've gone wrong. And every time I go to Walmart or Kroger or wherever, like, there's so much junk.
Just junk.
Just garbage. I know it's going to end up in the
landfill.
garbage. I know it's going to end up in the garbage, but there's like a brief dopamine hit of opening it and being like, oh, slime egg. Oh, I don't know. Like, what?
Yeah.
What are we doing to children?
What? It's not just kids, though. It's everything. It's everything. Everything's lower quality than it used to be. You can't buy good quality unless you spend an exorbitant amount of money. I mean, look at pots and pans. Look at, toys in particular, but any like office supplies, like furniture.
Yeah, but kids don't need that many toys. So the thing is, okay. You look at something and you're like, what? That's $60 or that's $90. But if you're like taking your kids to the store and they want some cheap junk that's $5 and you say, okay, and like that happens over time and you just accumulate. I mean, we've done it. We've bought.
Sure.
The other day you went to Menards with the kids and you let them get something out of the $3 junk
and they've
bin.
Already like
Lost it, broken it. I don't even know where it is. It's
in the landfill of our backyard where they bury their toys.
We can't keep up with anything. I don't understand, Jason. How many water bottles have we owned? I mean, how many water bottles?
We could fill all sorts of landfills with our water bottles.
I don't
Not plastic
understand.
ones.
No, stainless steel, glass. I don't know
they
where
get taken on trips and pieces. The problem is they're like in 4 pieces. You got the main thing, the top thing, the straw thing, the rubber thing that goes between the straw thing. And
you think that's like, rubber? It's not rubber. It's
what?
Plastic. It's
what?
Just
that's not rubber?
Flexible plastic.
Oh. We just need straight up metal bottom, metal top.
I have 2 of those and I can't find the lids.
That's the problem.
What we need is a 1 piece.
It needs to hold on. It needs to just flip open.
Yeah.
Flip open lid. They probably make them. I'm sure Thermos has
If
something.
not, if the Robin Hood Western fails, we're going
sure to fail.
We're going to invent the 1 piece water bottle that's also easily cleanable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leave a comment if A, you would watch the Robin Hood Western movie, or B, if we wrote a novelization of it as well, would you buy the book and read it? Doesn't have it'd be about the size of True Grit, nothing giant, not Lonesome Dove, maybe in between the two.
And you're committed.
Yeah,
if you leave the comment, you must buy the book.
If you say you would, I mean, we're counting that as a sale. So,
speaking of books, I have a book.
Yeah.
I have 2 books, so if you haven't bought those.
Yeah, it's called Really Very Crunchy and Little Helper Big Imagination.
I was just trying to be like you with the reviews.
Oh. Well, if you would like us to write Robin Hood the Western, leave a review. We're not to 1,000 yet on Apple, but we made it to 1,000 on Spotify. Yay, we've already celebrated that. Yeah.
Anyway,
if we get to 1,000 reviews on Apple on Apple Podcasts, we will write that screenplay and adapt it into a novel.
And then make it an independent film starring us, right?
It's going to do great.
Yeah.
I think at this point I might be Friar Tuck or something. My Robin Hood days are all over.
Yeah, what's made Marion's assistant? That's me.
She doesn't have a name. She's like
the maid.
Linda.
Me. That's me.
Yeah. All right. Well, okay. Yeah, well, back to what we were talking about. It's kind of like the same thing when we go traveling. One thing that we've noticed, and it bothers us every single time, is America.
Can I just say, like, I love how you're like, when we go traveling, like.
I mean, we just went on a tour, and that was traveling.
I know, but it just sounded funny. When we go traveling.
When we travel?
I don't know.
You're trying to make me less wordy?
It just.
I know we're writing a novel, so I get it. You got to coach me a little bit. But what are you saying?
Okay. When we travel.
When we go on our travel adventures across the lands of adventure, I feel like every exit is a copy and paste.
Exactly the same.
It is copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste.
Well, I was kind of telling you that about, and this is kind of weird to admit on the podcast, but I feel like people are becoming that way because of social media. And people are like way more influenced. I feel like there were more types of personalities before people got so hooked on screens. Mm-hmm. And now like people are becoming a little more generic.
You think?
Yeah.
Oh, because we all know the same information.
And we're all like, yeah, we're influenced to be a certain way, and style is more quickly influenced. And
yeah,
I don't know. Like, it's weird, but I do hate that about
It's hard to say
cities.
that. It's hard to say because we haven't lived through the other eras, you know, and so we don't really know if it's always kind of been this way, or how long is it, or how far back are we talking about? Because really, if you think about it, somebody could probably make the argument that it's less across the board copy and paste because you can splinter off into so many different avenues. Back in the day, we got our news from like 2 or 3 sources. You have like the New York Times and Walter Cronkite, okay? And everybody's talking about the same thing. The difference is a lot of your viral things, the things that go viral, your cultural things are what seems to be copy paste in a way.
Maybe.
And I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I think maybe we're not articulating what we mean.
Yeah. Yeah. But people spent more time pursuing hobbies and pursuing real experiences. I mean,
you had to because you didn't have devices.
Right. So we were just talking about this with a friend who's in a band. He said all these big musicians, like he's talking about in the Christian music world, but Toby Mac, name other big musicians, Jason. Go.
Big musicians in the Christian music world?
Yeah. He like said a few people. He's like, all these people used to sell out arenas individually.
Oh, right.
And now they have to tour together because it's so hard to get people to go somewhere in real life. It's hard to get people to show
weird
up
to me.
And go.
That's strange.
Yeah.
You would think
it's like such a commitment.
I think maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like that's changing a little. I think people are getting bored of,
like, we're coming to a peak and now it's going to change. I agree.
I hope so.
Like, I feel that energy. I feel that shift. I'm bored with
Well, you would
social
think
media
that after COVID and being locked down and stuff, you would think people would want to burst out and try to.
But they became conditioned.
They became conditioned to stay and be
it's
more reclusive.
Comfortable.
It is. It's easier to be at home.
But it's boring.
Really, it is. And I think that's its other thing. It's like, okay, so COVID kind of brought everybody home and it's comfortable. They like it. And I think like
and we kind of became lazy.
It's starting to boil now. It's like, wait, I'm getting bored. I'm getting bored and boom.
But
I think they're going to have this.
I think that could just be us. I'm not sure if people are bored.
We are certainly not representative of the general population. That's for sure.
Yeah. People are so just
if we were,
out.
We would have friends. I'm just kidding. We have friends.
We have a few
that listen.
Yeah.
You guys.
Thanks.
All of you podcast listeners, you're our friends. Let's have dinner.
No, but I mean that would be kind of cool. Just
what?
Like a podcast dinner.
If you would like to have a dinner, leave a review.
It'll be the movie premiere
of Robin Hood the Western.
Yes.
We got to get a better title than that.
Yeah.
Robin of the Hood. Well, that's a different.
No. No.
Okay.
The Hood of Robin. No. Okay, we'll talk about this later.
True Hood.
But
Lonesome Robin.
I think like our aim when we started this podcast, we really didn't have much of an aim, except we were going to discuss like why things have degraded into just buying garbage. Just, right? I mean, we were talking, when I was a kid, we had plastic Easter eggs, but they were like high quality plastic Easter eggs. You could pass those Easter eggs down to your children and your children's children.
Yeah. Well,
if they didn't get lost.
Okay, but if they're a higher quality plastic egg, aren't they just going to take longer to biodegrade into
But they could have been used.
They're going to be around a lot longer in the soil.
I don't know what happened to all of them. I think people seriously just like started throwing them away. People take stuff.
A lot of people in the comments said that they keep theirs year after year, but like that's just some people in the comments. We know. I mean, there's no disputing it. People throw away their eggs.
Yeah, I mean, the grocery store shelves are
still sell out
every year
of eggs.
And I have recently had my hands on plastic eggs that come from the store.
Why?
Well, we do a Forest Friends Easter egg hunt, and
why didn't you boil some eggs? Oh well. Because they're $10 a dozen, that's why.
Some people bring like cardboard or paper mache eggs or cloth eggs, or and then some people bring plastic, and it's not my place to be like, we are not allowing plastic eggs that are Forest Friends.
You should.
No.
Weed some people out.
That would be so rude. Anyway. I've felt them, and they are like they don't even.
They're flimsy,
snap
right?
close.
Yeah,
they don't even close.
Yeah,
they just fall open. So I can see why people throw them.
Well, how does that work from the helicopter drop? They just get on the floor and just
I bet they're taping
open.
them. They're taping them closed.
Even worse, it's more plastic.
Yeah,
and glue.
I know. No, but
horrid.
I hate. The egg hunts have become such a thing, and that if it's not plastic junk, it's garbage candy. And it's like such a main event. I mean, where we've been going to church, we sang a worship song, and then they're like, we need everyone to sit down. No,
I'm just kidding.
We need everyone to sit down. We have a very important announcement. Okay, so like you're in this like moment, and then they're like, we're doing an Easter egg hunt, so be sure you donate candy and eggs. Drop them off at the office. Okay, now we can stand back up again.
They didn't say it quite like that.
No, but, it hurt my soul. Like, why is this an important thing?
It is well
we're just gonna like
the eggs.
Feed people garbage. You're not even gonna say anything about buying the good stuff.
It's like having...
Get on natural candy, bulknaturalcandy.com or...
It's like all the Kool-Aid at the VBS in the summer.
It just bothers me, and it bothers me that it's become such a thing. Like, just so much waste. I don't know how to pull back.
Yeah.
People don't care that they're buying garbage clothing from Shein or however you say it.
Temu.
And then donating garbage to Goodwill, and then all the Goodwills are getting filled with garbage. And it's all just...
You're just mad because you can't thrift good stuff anymore.
You're right. That's what it boils down to.
People's keeping all the good stuff.
People are keeping the good stuff.
This is all about you thrifting. That's all this is. You're like, I want to thrift something, and all you find is a cheap plastic garbage junk.
Garbage.
And you're just mad about it because your thrifting used to be good, and now it stinks.
It is, but
that might be a sign of the times.
I worry about our kids. Because I worry they're not having the same experience.
And that their stomachs are lined with plastic?
No. Oh. No, because I'm not giving them that.
I mean, it's in the air.
No, I worry that they're going to grow up and then they're going to be like, my parents failed me because they didn't do enough. They didn't give me this
I don't think that's
helicopter egg drop.
Well, we can't rent a helicopter, buddy. We have to wait to go to church to do that. Preacher's coming out in the bunny outfit. He's rappelling from the helicopter, dropping eggs.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just feel like we're so lost and I don't know how to get back on track. I don't know.
The world's a big place and I don't think we do.
You don't think we do?
It'll take a nuclear war to get back.
Really?
Yeah. I just read a book about nuclear war by Ann Jacobson or whatever.
What?
Nuclear war.
It's called
a scenario.
War? Oh.
Yeah. That's pretty crazy. It starts with, it just goes through the day of what happens when a nuclear bomb drops, and it's crazy.
I don't need to hear that. I'll just wake up in a panic. I woke up in a panic.
Well, the funny thing is, at the end, there were no more Easter bunnies. There was nothing. We were all dead.
Thank you for that.
All right. Why'd you wake up in a panic? And why are you going to wake up in a panic tonight?
No, our son is having some gastrointestinal problems, and I just noticed that it happened after we ate beef, and so I've convinced myself that he has alpha-gal for today.
You will convince yourself of any worst case scenario. Like WebMD is not your friend.
I haven't looked at WebMD in at least a decade.
Yeah, because it freaked you out.
No. He had a nosebleed too, so I'm like, are they connected? Is this because I gave him wooden Easter eggs?
You're the weirdest person I know. I don't know a lot of people, but you're definitely the weirdest one. Like, I'm thinking, yeah, the kid's got the runs. He'll get over it. Make him drink electrolytes.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Not Gatorade.
No. It has red dye. You might as well not even drink electrolytes because you're getting something else. Carcinogens. Anyway, and microplastics. What happened to all those Gatorade bottles? That's what's crazy. Think about that. Drink bottles?
That's a lot.
That's worse than eggs.
Yeah, you're right. Probably.
Way worse.
I get overwhelmed.
You get overwhelmed
I get
if you
overwhelmed
really think about the amount of trash we make. Not us. We don't.
We do. We make trash.
Not like other people.
Not like other people, but we do.
We are better than other people. We're better than all the other people.
We're not better. We're conscious of the consumption.
Yeah, if you're not conscious of the consumption, then you're just not looking. If you just look, it's pretty crazy.
It's bad.
It's really crazy.
So much.
Honestly, we're not even these love, peace, and earth people. Like, I couldn't care less if we have love, peace, or earth.
What?
I don't know. I said that wrong. I meant we're not hippy dippy. That's what I was trying to say.
You're not totally focused on the environment. I am.
No, you're not. Not in the way of like, you're not like an earth worshiper is what I'm trying to say.
No.
And I'm, because there's these people like, I don't, I love the earth and I can never hurt her. I would never hurt her. I'm not going to I'm not going to drive a car. I'm like, I'm just saying.
Okay, yeah, we drive a car.
Yeah, I'm just saying like, we're not even that type of person, either one of us.
Okay.
and we get overwhelmed if you think about the amount of waste that even we make versus just like people who don't think about it at all. It's all I was trying to say.
Oh.
And it came out really terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not good with words. But I'm writing a screenplay
about
Robin
Hood.
Yeah. I'm going to adapt it into a novel.
I like that we just now are just like, yeah, I am doing this. It's...
I'm actually going to do it, right?
You're stealing my idea?
It was my idea.
No, I said it.
This was my idea.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I said Robin Hood in a zombie world. And
I said...
And we said it at the same time.
No.
And I jinx.
No.
You owe me the screenplay. I get to write it. No, I would write it. You don't even know how to screenplay format. I have to do all the writing portion. You're like, let's do it in Google Docs. I'm like, no, Final Draft 13.
I learned.
I'm just kidding.
I don't like it. It's horrible.
Well, okay. Here we are. Anyway, it does, the whole waste thing gets annoying to me. Listen, for those seeing the wide angle, I am wearing pants. My shorts are, for whatever reason, very short right now. But if you're on YouTube and you're seeing the wide angle, it looks like I'm not wearing pants, but I am. Just wanted to throw that out there for like the 1% who are watching the wide angle portion of, I don't know. Yeah, I'll make sure to cut to the wide angle when I say that.
Thanks.
Yeah. Editing. See? Here. Okay. No, anyway, so yeah, the waste is bad, but I was getting to a point with the exits.
That took me a second to
What, me not wearing pants?
When you said the waist is bad, I thought you were talking about the waist on your
The waist in my pants is terrible. That's why I don't have pants on. They just keep falling down, and these don't have belt loops.
Okay,
yeah, the
sorry.
waist is terrible.
Okay, but the exits. You were talking about the exits?
Copy and paste exits.
Yeah, okay.
Listen, I'm not anti-capitalism by any stretch, okay? I like to make money when I can. But man, what you see on every exit in America off the interstate is the result of long form capitalism that's been going on for a long time. You got these big organizations that took up every shopping center, there's no beautiful architecture, there's no nice places. Like occasionally, if you get into a really rich city, a place that's got a lot of money, you might find something that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
But we went to Florence, Italy once, and there's still a Subway. It had to look nice.
Yeah.
But there's still a Subway next to the Duomo.
Yeah.
It's like, I hate seeing those things.
Right.
It's
and it's not even good. That's what I don't get.
That's the problem too, is that it's not high quality.
How did it get so massive?
And most of them started at pretty good quality. Even McDonald's, it was a cheeseburger.
Uh-huh.
And Ray Kroc or whatever thought it was one of the best cheeseburgers he had. Well, do you think it's the same cheeseburger that he tried in the 50s or whenever he got? No, it's not the same cheeseburger. Of course it's not.
We're going to make an admission. We took our kids to
that bad of an admission.
We took our kids to a ballet.
Well, that's a bad admission.
Sleeping Beauty. It was an hour and a half too long. The first hour and a half.
It wasn't an hour and a half.
No, the first hour and a half was really pretty entertaining.
It was cool.
And then beyond that, our 4-year-old was kind of done. I was kind of done.
I was kind of done.
But it's good for kids to learn to sit through something.
Can I say this? We'll get back to this.
Okay.
You know what I discovered?
What?
Ballet is figure skating without skating.
It's true. And I actually think figure skating is way harder.
That would be way harder.
Way harder.
Ballet
You're
on
doing
skates?
this. I didn't see. Hold on.
What's a triple sow cow? How do you not do that without skates on?
These ballerinas were on point, and they had men stand behind them and turn them. I don't remember that.
I don't know. I haven't seen any other ballets.
Did we get an off-brand ballet? We paid real ballet prices.
Yeah, that's the ballet you get in Paducah, Kentucky.
I was just like, wait, why is he spinning her? I thought ballerinas spun on their own.
Well, they do, and they have ice skates on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I was kind of like...
Way harder to be a figure skater. Anyway, go back. Sorry.
We went to this ballet, and then it was over, and we didn't have anything cooked at home, and Jason's doing keto, and so we would have had to... We're, an ingredients-only household, so there's, like, nothing quick and easy.
Right.
So we decided to go to Longhorn Steakhouse. Get a steak. You can order it without seasoning or whatever. I don't think you ended up saying that.
No, I think it was okay.
I got Brussels sprouts that smelled like garbage. Mm-hmm. I love Brussels sprouts, but I had them through the view of you because I was like, wow, these are really horrible.
Yeah.
They smell
I had
horrible.
Broccoli that was steamed in a bag, no doubt.
Anyway, it was gross. Like, the whole meal was gross.
It was bad.
The children didn't even eat theirs.
Yeah, it was just bad.
I didn't hardly eat mine. It was gross, and it was $83.
That was crazy.
$83 for gross food that wasn't... I mean, like, how?
The problem is that happens every time we go somewhere. That's a chain.
Yeah.
If there's ever a chain like that, like Longhorn or something, it's always bad. I mean, I don't want to say always. It's usually, like, you get vegetables, it's steamed in a bag or microwaved. It's microwaved.
You think it's microwaved?
Maybe. I mean, I'm sure there's some restaurant people who can tell us the truth or not. I mean, maybe. If you work at a steakhouse that isn't like a local steakhouse, but is a chain.
Yeah, that's different.
If you work at a chain or have worked at a chain, I want to know, do they steam the vegetables in a microwave or is it on a stove? Mine was over steamed, and I think they hit the microwave button too many times.
Ugh.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
But I'm never doing that again.
You have to go to a locally owned place to get quality stuff, and it's more expensive.
And all the good places in Paducah are closed on Sunday.
Wow. Yeah.
The local stuff.
Yeah.
So that was on Sunday that we went to the LA. And frustrating.
Yeah. Well, what's the solution, Emily? What are we supposed to do about it?
So I feel like, well, if I make changes, if I do it.
You're 1 in 8 billion, sweetheart. 1 in 8 billion.
It's like a ripple. You just
the butterfly effect.
Someone else is going to do it.
Well, that's what we're doing with a podcast. That's why we're talking about it. Maybe you will be one of those butterflies.
They've already bought the plastic eggs.
Not everybody. Don't talk about your audience like that.
I'm not talking about, I'm saying if they're going to buy plastic eggs, they already did it.
And if you haven't, you're running out of time. So you better get over to Kroger and buy them.
Don't do it.
And if you don't get them, that's fine. They'll be there for the next 3 million years in some capacity. Some kid doesn't find one of the eggs and they find it like 10,000 years from now. What is this? A fossilized egg. What's in it? Fossilized Reese's? Sorry.
It's not just the plastic, it's the junk and it's the doing too much. I mean, even I had a sweet friend, I've mentioned her in the podcast before. She sent a lot of gifts and things, and last year she sent the boys crazy Easter stuff. I held some of it back, but I did. Like, I gave them this big gift from Carolyn, and it's not happening this year.
Yeah.
But I do, like, part of me feels like I need to like compete with that, keep up with it. But for what? Mm-hmm. Like, we have to rein it in.
Well, at what point did Easter become Christmas?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
everything 2 different kind of Christmas now. Valentine's Day. People buy their kids like gifts. Big first day of school now. You're getting like a big thing, a basket full of
gross.
Gross.
I would never give my kids all those things. No, they can just be happy that they live under my roof. They're privileged. You get to live under Jason Morrow's roof. That's your present till you're 18 and your birthdays. Sometimes Christmas.
I told our 4-year-old, I said something about he's always welcome to come home whenever, when he grows up. And he's like, what if my wife doesn't like you?
Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow. He's already prepping for it, huh? Man.
He's like, I hope you guys will be friends. I'm like, yeah, I hope so, buddy.
It happens. It happens. Wow. He's a very insightful kid. Hopefully he's not too prescient. So
that will be so sad.
Just love her till she comes in.
Yeah.
And tell her, you know what? It's a privilege for you to marry into the Jason Morrow household. You're lucky you can be here. Now be friends with my wife. She wants to go thrifting.
Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome.
At that point,
see,
thrift stores are just going to be dumpsters.
Look, I found a fishbone. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for listening. We don't actually have conclusions to these things. I hope you're not thinking we're planning on wrapping this up with a bow or anything, because that would be made of plastic and we're not going to be wasteful.
No, babe. I have cotton ribbon downstairs.
Oh, well, most bows are made of plastic. Most wrapping paper is made of plastic.
At least has a plastic coating. Mm-hmm.
Plastic.
But I do have some wrapping paper, and I have to say, it's horrible.
It's really bad.
It's really awful. It just rips on the corners of things, and play silks are where it's at.
Oh, yeah.
But then it is awkward to hand someone it looks like you're handing them a dirty diaper or something, Here's this blob.
Blob of present. I mean, it shouldn't really matter. It's with the inside that counts. Okay, well, this was fun. I'm glad we had this chat. If you like to end podcast in a depressed way, leave a review. 5 stars. We're aiming for 10,000.
You can't end it that way, Jason.
How else is there to end it?
Well, okay, this was fun.
If you, we have thousands of you. If thousands of you versus 8 billion just started to be little butterflies that made changes in your community.
The thousands start their own podcast, and they get thousands. And those thousands
this is called
get
a pyramid scheme. But if you would like to join our pyramid scheme, leave a comment.
Well, I was just telling my friend today, I see people who got rich on an MLM.
Yeah.
And they're living it up. They're living the life. They got in, and
That's not a pyramid scheme. It's an MLM.
And now, listen.
Hey, we might have some.
There's a lady on Instagram who got rich selling essential oils. And then she is well, I don't support that company. I have learned better, whatever. But she's
loaded.
So rich.
Loaded.
I mean, she has set up her children's children. She doesn't have to do anything for the rest of her life because of that success.
I'm going to step back. I'm going to keep my millions, but I'm going to step back from this company because, I'm not making as much as I used to.
So I was just thinking, if an MLM was proposed to you, and you really were going to get in on the ground level, but you had to sell your soul.
Yeah.
But then later you could walk it back.
Pull back, yeah.
Would you?
Yeah.
You would?
Yeah. No matter what it is. I don't care.
Really?
I don't care what it is. I'd absolutely do it.
What?
Yeah. Why not? It doesn't matter.
I don't know if I would.
Yeah.
I don't think I would.
Totally.
Sorry.
Yeah. Give me a terrible scenario. What's the MLM?
Well, I've got people reaching out to me about some kind of water ionizer.
Yeah, I would do it. Water. This will change your life.
Should I do it?
No, I wouldn't do it. I was just kidding. No. Yeah. I mean, it depends. Depends on the product.
You're the problem.
I'm the problem. Money's a problem. But it's also a solution.
You're the Easter egg. It's you.
Surprisingly, you would be surprised at this. My mom, we boiled eggs and dyed them when I was a kid.
And that's what you hunted?
Yeah. And then in our Easter basket, we'd have a few little things of candy full of the plastic grass. But yeah. Yeah.
But you didn't hunt candy eggs?
No.
You hunted boiled eggs. What is the...
It's fun. You don't need... The reward is that you find it. That's fun. You can do that. That's fun. Your egg doesn't have to have a reward. You still get a basket. You could trade in your eggs for a basket.
I just realized I'm the problem.
What do you mean?
I would never consider hiding boiled eggs. I feel like our kids wouldn't get hyped about that.
I loved the hunt. Yeah, it was fun.
This year I'm doing some coupon things. You can, I don't know. I'll have to think of what motivates them and what they like.
Right.
But
you can
watch a movie or
go to Texas Longhorn Steakhouse.
Never. But they really want to do this rock climbing wall at this place, and I haven't wanted to pay for it. So thought about, just doing some of that.
Coupons could get expensive, darling.
I won't do too many like that.
To go to London. That's yours. It's like I want to go to Europe.
Jason was so mean to me today. So my friend gave me this dress. It was I wore it maybe the last podcast. Several people commented. They're like, that is style.
Yeah.
There. So my friend gave me this dress. I'd never heard of this brand, but I like how it fits me. I really like it. And so I looked it up. This is pricey. It's a very pricey dress. I was like, I cannot believe she gave that to me. It was a hand-me-down. She had worn it and she was done with it. Anyway, so I don't know, over $300 for this dress. Jason today was like, I will let you buy a Cara Tom's dress right now. We'll order it right now if you can sit through the final scene of Homeward Bound without crying. So he turned it on.
That's how confident I was.
And I was like, I'm just going to stare at the leaves on the trees. You said I have to look at the screen. So I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not going to watch it.
It's the music.
I didn't make it.
Michael J. Fox. It's Shadow.
Tears.
Yeah.
Streaming.
Peter.
Streaming.
My boy. I'm home.
I was crying in anticipation of it. I started crying before it was even sad.
It's the music. Oh, man.
Ridiculous. I'm dressless.
You can still get the dress someday.
For Christmas.
If you can make it through that video without crying, you can. We'll try every 6 months.
Every 6 months?
We'll try every 6 months. We'll see. We'll do a video about it.
Okay.
We'll do a video on Instagram or something. Maybe we'll even do it live. That would be funny. We'll do it live. And
I'll get the dress. I feel like if we're doing it live, I can make it through.
You have to watch the screen.
Your face.
You have to watch the screen. I think you can. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Look it up on YouTube if you haven't watched the end of Homeward Bound in a while. See if you can make it through the end scene without crying and leave a comment.
I love watching our 7-year-old, or I love when we're watching something like that or reading a book. He's not paying attention. He's just staring at me because he's waiting for the tears. He already knows.
Yeah.
It's funny. We read this book called Fiona's Lace for St. Patrick's Day. And I was just, and so he told me to lend it to our friend, and I don't think he even cared about lending it to his buddy.
Yeah.
He wanted to know if the mom cried when she read it, and she did.
She did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She gave it back to me today, and she was like, I cried. He's like, I knew it.
That's so funny. All right. Well. Cool.
You're really bad at
ending?
Yeah.
Well, Thank you for listening to today's episode. Sorry for the depressing content. I hope you enjoyed it at least.
Was it depressing?
Yeah, the world's terrible and we're all wasteful. Happy Easter!
Easter's not for another month. So anyway, thank you so much. Hope you guys have a good day.
See you next time.
Bye.